Hello viewers, welcome to Miss Zoology. Today our topic is adrenal gland. This is in continuation with the playlist of endocrine system. Adrenal is a paired gland. This is fitted like cap over each kidney on either side of our abdomen. This gland in its cross section shows two major distinct parts, the inner medulla and the outer cortex. It also has a covering which is protective and is called the capsule. Besides the morphological structure, in this image we can see the anatomical structure of the cortical region as well. The cortical region has three major subdivisions based on the kind of cells occupying the position. The one which is closest to the capsule and towards outside is formed of zona glomerulus. These cells are the ones who are not very thick but usually in a shape of a circular arrangement of cells. Following that, towards the inner side is the zona fasciculata. These cells are elongated cells in plus shape, and this is further followed by the cells which make the zona reticularis. The cells of the zona reticularis are more of a network forming like structures. Innermost is the region of medulla, which is usually soft cells to the interior of this gland. Looking into the further details of the layers of cortex, we find the cortical cells form three significant layers. Towards the outer is zona glomerulosa, followed by zona fasciculata, and inner towards the medulla is the zona reticularis. The cells of zona glomerulosa secrete mineralocorticoids or aldosterone, which helps to regulate the blood pressure and the electrolyte balance in the body. The next middle layer amongst the cortical cells of adrenal secretes glucocorticoids, which is otherwise called cortisol. This also helps to maintain the blood sugar level in accordance with the insulin and its function. It also assists in the immune system for promoting immunity in the body. Moreover, it has a function in metabolism as well, since it is the glucocorticoids who will affect the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, as well as the fats. The cells of the zona reticularis, which gives out gonadocorticoids, helps in the formation of the gonad hormones, which help in the release of testosterone and the female hormone estrogen. When we look into the medullary part, these medullary cells secrete epinephrine and norepinephrine, which also comes with the name of adrenaline and noradrenaline. These are catecholamines. It also secretes another set of hormones which are called the peptides. These peptides produce somatostatin which is also produced by the pancreas, and it produces another substance PP, which prevents the production of any other excess endocrine substance, so that a osmostatic condition can prevail in the body. This is a recap of all that I spoke in the previous slides, from its location to the structures. Additionally, what you can see are the arteries from the aorta, that is a renal artery, with the arterioles, which is bringing the supply of blood to the adrenal gland as well as to the kidneys. And then on the other hand, you can see the renal vein, who would be taking back the blood into the circulation for a further cycle to operate. You are also seeing on the top the functions of the different layers of cortex along with that of the medulla being shown here. When the cells of the adrenal cortex are either secreting more than normal or below the required normal level, then the feedback mechanism starts operating. Like in this image, you can see the zona fasciculata layer, which produces the cortisol. If it is not produced in the exact required amount, then there is an instruction which comes to the adrenal via the anterior pituitary to produce more of cortisol. This comes via the adrenocorticotropic hormone, which is released from the anterior pituitary, and the response of the pituitary is via the releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. So this is what we call the feedback mechanism. When this mechanism is going in the correct order, it establishes a throughout normal and balance in the body. But for understanding it little better, we would look into this middle diagram, like as to how this operates in an efficient way. The adrenocorticotropic hormone receptors are present on the adrenocortical cells, basically in the zona fasciculata, and also in the melanocyte cells in the skin. These are stimulated so that the receptor cells get activated, and then they start producing the right proportion of the hormones from the cortex. Definitely, the stimulus comes from the hypothalamus, which passes it via the releasing hormones to the anterior pituitary, and then the anterior pituitary activates the ACTH, which further activates the cortical cells of the fasciculata. This is another image where you can see the cells in the three layers of the cortex in a much magnified view, and these all three hormones from the cortex of the adrenal are together named and headed under the steroid hormones. I hope when I did the first exercise on endocrine system, I spoke to you that the hormones from the adrenal are steroid hormones. That means they are not directly soluble in the plasma of the blood. Rather, they are soluble in the lipid or in the cholesterol. That is what has been shown in this image. The next is the cortisol, which regulates metabolism and the immune pathways. We can see the inner medulla and the outer cortex. Here with the inner medulla, all the three layers which you have seen, once these hormones are getting released in the right amount, the body's immune system start working most efficiently. Definitely that is undertaken by the PP cells, and indeed also when the somatostatin is capable of balancing the activity of the cortical hormone. This image is showing the principal action of the different hormones from the adrenal cortex as well as that of medulla. The mineralocorticoids produced by the adrenal cortex regulate the plasma, sodium and potassium ion concentration. If it is over-secreted, it leads to virilism. When it happens in an adult woman, she starts showing characteristics of maleness like appearance of beard, moustache, maybe a deep voice too. While it is under-secreted, there is less energy in the body, weakness throughout the body, and a condition of hypoglycemia. The next hormone being the glucocorticoid. This glucocorticoid regulates the carbohydrate, protein, and the lipid metabolism in the body. When this is over-secreted, this leads to Cushing syndrome, expressed by the hyperglycemic conditions, retention of water in the cells of the body to a larger extent, and a moon-like face expressed in such individuals. Then we come to the sex corticoids, which stimulate the sex development of external sexual characters in males. If this is under-secreted, this may lead to impaired development of the gonads in the two sexes. Comes to the medulla. Medulla releases adrenaline, which has a stimulatory action on the sympathetic nervous system that prepares the body for any emergency condition like fight, fright, or plight. This also boosts the organs functioning in the body. The adrenal medulla secretes another group of hormone which is called noradrenaline or norepinephrine. After an emergency condition, when the body is in a state of high energy, either showing shivering or reddened structure on the face, it re-establishes itself to normal condition only when this noradrenaline or norepinephrine has secreted and taken its charge for re-establishing the normal state in the body. Here, if you have any doubts and queries, you can always write in the comment box, which I will attend to in the right time. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like my video, share it with your friends for whom it may be useful, and indeed do subscribe to my channel if you still haven't done so. Thank you. Happy watching.